right. Okay, so I've been with eXp for a little bit over 6 years now, and all thanks to Hui for sharing the vision.
Thank you.
And I guess a quick question: does anyone here sponsor an agent into eXp before?
Hi, sponsor.
Who has sponsored agent into eXp?
Hey, I'm John and us.
Half of us? Half of us.
Yep,
Okay.
half of us.
Are you guys pretty good sponsor yourself? Yeah, okay. So when I joined eXp 6 years ago, it was fairly early on in the year. I was lucky enough to learn the rope together, the business, the real estate, the investing together with Hui early on in the day. Actually, we met each other through an investment deal. And within the first year, I was able to cap in 10 months. Second year, I cap in 6 months. And then third year, I progressed and I cap in 3 months, and then icon, and so forth. And I think that I grow into real estate together with eXp together. And I think that if I can do it, anyone can do it. And along the journey, I was able to learn to expose myself to different style of sponsoring. And there's no right way actually there is a right way to be a good sponsor, but there's not just one way. Eventually you will find your own way on how to be a good sponsor. And I think 3 things that I want to share quickly about being a sponsor. One thing is there is sponsor in a personal level, there's being a sponsor in a professional level, and then that's when you determine how to be a really good sponsor. And being a good sponsor, I look at it as being a good tour guide. You are the connections, you are the very first intro person for someone to look into the company eXp. So in order for you to be a really good tour guide, you need 2 things, right? You need to really understand what you are showcasing. You need to understand what eXp have to offer. So you want to be the one who learn about eXp yourself first. And then secondly, you want to learn about the person that you're sponsoring, because everyone have different priority, everyone have different focus and interest. If you know the right thing that's important to that person, when you're sponsoring them in, you're able to connect them with the right person and right resources. Because if someone who don't care about investment property, it doesn't matter if you show them a portfolio of 10 good Airbnb, they don't care, right? Or if someone who care a lot about selling 50 houses a year, you want to make sure you show them the right resources that can help them do that. And luckily for us, eXp have the answer to all of that. It's just for us to explore. What do you say?
Yep.
Yeah. And then early on, I think that as part of being good sponsors, I ask a lot of questions as a person who being sponsored into the company. And I think that's important to us. Before you want to sponsor someone into the company, you want to ask enough questions to help you learn more about the company. And what is the best way for us to ask questions? We ask the person who sponsors us. A good thought to keep in mind is, do you talk to your senior partner, your upline sponsor, enough to learn about the business? Because sometimes by talking more, that's how you get to each other and then you build a relationship, and that's when you learn more about the company.
Yeah, I would say invest in the relationship, right? Sometimes we forgot that of course, it's good to spend time with each other, but I want to invest my time with each and every one of you here. Yeah, so you bring up a really good point. Yep.
And then aside from that, I think early on you mentioned it too, is there's a very clear distinction between being a sponsor and being a mentor.
Yeah.
Does everyone know the difference between the two?
Yeah. So sponsorship in eXp, if you really look at the definition, it's a person who explained the opportunity and a person who onboarded that person into the company. And that is where the textbook definition of being a sponsor ends. But of course, in real life, because we have relationship, we really want to develop, we really want to help that person. That doesn't end there, right? So a lot of good things is gonna come. We gonna continue to work with each other. We continue gonna grow. But there should be a line where you should separate the sponsorship from the mentorship, right? You're gonna be the senior leader. You're gonna be the one who do the 3-way closing. You're gonna be the one who introduce. You're gonna keep promoting, and then you're gonna keep plugging people into the company. But let's say when they need help writing a contract, are you gonna be the one who do that, right? So that sometimes you make the decision yourself, but keep in mind anything production related when it comes to real estate is the mentorship responsibility. It's no longer a sponsorship responsibility. If you decide to take on that, kudos to you, but keep in mind that it's gonna take toll on you later on.
And that's one thing that I try to keep it separate over the year as well. because I also run a production team within eXp. And so sometimes I have to make a distinction. If they are not in my production team and if they have a production questions, then I can only be the guy. I share with them the resources, but I'm not going to do it for them. I'm not going to be the answer to all their production questions. And I want to make sure that I know the right training in eXp that I can send them to. I want to make sure I know there is upcoming team legacy event or training that they can plug in and learn something, right? And by being a good sponsor, I constantly have to educate myself. Oh, what's good thing coming up? What are the new things that are coming out that help people? What I mentioned earlier, between the personal level and the professional level, the difference is for the personal level, you invest in learning the person that you're sponsoring to see what's important to them and what skill set do they want to grow. And then you match them with the right resource. But on a professional level, you want to make sure that you introduce them to things that they haven't even thought of. There are three things that I want highly everyone to master if they want to be a really good sponsor. First, learn about the new eXp onboarding path. Everyone familiar with production training path?
Yep.
Learning?
Yep.
Yeah, every new agent now, they can access it with the My eXp app. If you go under tools, there are different onboarding checklists for brand new agent, production checklist for brand new agent. And if the resource is there, it's very easy for us as a sponsor to show them, hey, here's how you do it. Maybe even sit down with them for 20 minutes and just go through that list. And everything is there, very clear answering, and that's straight on free resources, right? So that's the first thing. Second thing is, do you know that eXp have more than one way for you to generate money, income, as an agent? There's something called eXp Solutions. Is anyone familiar with what that is? And if you have not, check out eXp Solution site on your dashboard because that will list out all the preferred partner that we have. Every single one that do. One of my favorite one, or two of my favorite one, the first one is American Preferred Home Warranty. It's a great home warranty and it pays you $75 for every case you send them. And why is it great? Because your client can choose their own contractors, which not many companies does. And
it's a great one.
Yeah, it's a great one. And then the second one, eXp Healthcare. Do you know if the new agent, they can access to a healthcare that save them some money? It may save them money, may not, but at least introduce them a tool that widely available. Not many brokerages out there can proudly say they have a healthcare plan for their agent. We does. So make sure that we share that, right? And eXp Solution, there's so many different resources. I'm still learning about it every day. And I think you should learn about it too. Flow code and all the great tools that are there. Now, the last thing that I think super, super good for all of us to know is everyone here wants to sell one more house. Everyone here wants to sell extra house this year, right? Extra income. Do you know eXp give you lead? Who here have used a lead from eXp?
I did.
Yeah, see? Why are we not all using lead from eXp? Maybe sometimes we don't know that it's even there. What is the number one program that grew out from eXp a year and a half ago that giving agent leads? Revenues. Are you familiar? Have you heard of that? And Revenues, when they first roll out, they only have two divisions, relocation and IEO. Now they have 7. And each of them have a unique way to provide or connect you with a lead that need buy or sell real estate. And I think we should educate ourselves. And then when we educate ourselves, it's easy for us to share with our potential agent that we're sponsoring in, or even prospect agent that we're talking to, that they even don't have that option, right? I still remember, it's so funny. The very first agent that I bring on board, Kimberly, 5 years ago probably, she's still with us until this day. Number one agent, that's awesome. But anyhow, the very first conversation I had with her, she was super interested in relocation. And she was a brokerage called Heritage. Anyone remember that name? They're no longer around. Actually,
oh, really?
Yeah, they are big back then. They are like a quarter of Houston agent with Heritage. But they got merged with Better Home and Garden. So now they are still those people around, but they are under the umbrella of Better Home and Garden. But one of the things that know for is they're very strong in corporate relocation. And she was jogging into that. But anyway, now eXp have a relocation program nationwide. And that's all part of Revenues, right? Military program, missions, IEO, which a lot of foreclosure are going to happening. So IEO going to coming back. So make sure you get certified, learn more about it. And then we have institutional now services just launched 6 months ago. And it's worked with big hedge fund and company to help connect agents. And they like to plug into eXp because eXp have over 80,000 agents across the US. So when they plug into one brokerage, they have presence in all 50 states. And that's something that we don't hear about every day, right? But I think that part of being a good sponsor or good eXp person, we want to explore it. Maybe some of that even benefit us personally, but some of them may not. However, because we know about it, when we talk to someone who need that, we can share right away.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best way to find out about whether all the tool and all the system that Khai just say, is actually workplace. If you just log into workplace and then if you can just type eXp
revenues,
type eXp solution, a lot of it is gonna come out and you can learn more about it. And just like I say, we are in order to attract somebody, we need to first learn about our amazing product, what we have to offer. Only then we can provide a solution, right? You will not be the solution, but you need to know about all the solutions that eXp has to offer, that I have to offer, as your upline, your senior business leader has to offer. So that way you can easily make the connection, set the stage. It allows us to close the lead a lot easier.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's funny because personal story, I used to try to brand myself as whenever I do something new, I want to talk to at least a few people that have done that successfully so I can learn from it. And back then, Hui is very good at investment. So I keep, within the first year, I keep bugging him different things, learning about investment and learning about it. And because I keep reaching out and ask questions, that's how he was able to know what I want to do and were able to help me with it. And in return, now I can help many other people the same way. And so I highly encourage all of us, before we can be very good sponsor, be a good sponsoree ourselves. Reach out to our sponsor and ask questions and be curious and learn about each other's life, build that relationship. And just it hit me, I sponsor many agents over the year and grow in the website group. But one day, I think it probably a few years ago, Alfie, right there, he's super coachable. He take in everything that I teach, I learn, I show him, he do it, he try it, and he try it, and then he say, Khai, I try it, I don't like it, it's not for me, I'm not gonna do it anymore. Good, but at least he tried and he find out. But one thing it blow my mind is, it make me so proud as sponsor is, he taking me out to eat and coffee. And he got me a book, I forgot the name, but anyway, an awesome book, supposedly. Khai, this book will help you be even a better and awesome leader.
Wow.
I'm like, thanks, I'm not good enough, huh? Yeah. No, but I love that kind of relationship, right? And that's what we can have here in this company. Is we're growing one relationship at a time and we keep building on it. And eventually we help each other grow. We are not competing with each other at all, right? And I love to extend that to all of us here. And I think I can have a lot to learn from you guys as well. And I love the retreat like this, so that way we can get a little bit about what we're good at.
Yeah.
Just like we say, the exercise later on, he's going to showcase how we can help each other collaborate. That's awesome.
Yeah, and let's go back to our diversity, right? Because sometimes when you go and talk to somebody, if you just have your own experience, your own knowledge, then it's quite limited. But if, Khai is really good at this, he is good at this, Jam is amazing at running Airbnb, now you don't only have your story, you have another 10 story to tell. If you have a client approaching you or a lead from another agent approaching you and ask, you don't only have your story. You can tell Khai story. You can tell Jam story. You can say, Kay's story of how the successful nail salon owner can become a rock star in real estate as well. So you have more stories, and I do feel that stories can build a stronger relationship, and it's bring people closer together.
Yeah. Story is the core of our human nature. It doesn't matter how technology gets involved. If you go back to the history of human mankind, it just start with story, right? It's just story your mom shared to you, and then story they live on and they live on and they get shared. Yeah. Now with technology, you get to share it with the people around you, and you can get to share it on social media. You get to share it on YouTube, right? The more story you share, the more house you sell, the more agents you're gonna attract. Yeah.
And that going back to what the art of invite, how we pop that question when we want to bring somebody over to eXp. So once you start talking with that agent, you know what she might be interested in, what she is looking for. If somebody is, I thinking of getting an Airbnb, then you know, let me tell this person's story. If somebody is, I always like to flip and fix and stuff, then I know somebody. So that gonna immediately connect you with that agent. It doesn't have to be your own story, right? So that's how you connect to that person right away. And the next thing is you feel relatable, and that's something that we can grow together.
Yeah, and then part of us, when we all agree on the leader, is the exclusivity. It's we make it a commitment. If, in order for me, let's say, to train somebody on flip, and let's say in my group, I'm not gonna train it. Just so that I give you the exclusivity to have access to me and my knowledge only. So that way, it's gonna give you another value, right? If I'm gonna show you how to flip, and then another guy random on the street asks me on how I do my flip, and I show it to them. So what is the value that you have? Nothing. So you hold a key for that person. If they want to learn about flip, if they want to learn about Airbnb, right? These are the leaders that I am the only one who has the connection to. So all of a sudden your value get elevated. If you want to build team, good luck try to talk to Thao by yourself. Right? But if I can make the connection, and I am the only one who can make it, and then maybe she talks to you. So if you notice the wording, I twist it a little bit, and all of a sudden you set Thao for success already. She doesn't have to do anything else because you already do the groundwork. When that person see her, all they need to do is open their book and listen to whatever Thao say, because you already set the right stage. Yep.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Do you know what time?
Yeah.
Elizabeth?
I think,
Do you think a few minutes?
hopefully in a few minutes.
If not, we can go over the workshop.
The workshop?
Yeah.
Let's
So
do
the
it.
workshop, thanks Kyle for bringing it in. Yeah. So this is, I put it in front of my, yeah, back to the map in the beginning, right? Your FLQA,
We don't need.
I do explain this,
Yeah.
The FLQA, for you can stop for putting the sticker, we use a sticker not to put it in. You have your FLQA, you have your FLA on the bottom, and then the calculator that I explained earlier. You can calculate your freedom number, okay, in order for me to get out of my job, or in order for me to travel around the world, in order for me to do X, Y, Z. What is my revenue share per month, right? So you trade that down there to the number of revenue share, trace it down to the number of agents using the calculator, and then you work it back, right? So in order for me to happen, how many FLQA I need to have, how many FLA I need to have, who am I in general, who is in the process of me talking to bring them on, who is my hot lead, they really ready to move, I need to move them over the fence, and who is on my list, right? These are my recruit up list, right? Who is the people that I really bring them on into the company. Yeah. On Tuesday, I gonna have Haas share his story. Y'all all know Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone. Yeah. It just happened that I know their sponsor, Haas Pratt, and Haas told me that it's all starting with him putting the name of Grant Cardone down on his vision. They don't know Grant Cardone, but they want Grant Cardone into the organization. He write the word Grant Cardone and Elena Cardone. They stick it in the workshop. And then they start manifesting, hey, if I want to attract Grant, where do he go to? What event he go to? And then he start fighting his way into Grant life. That process took 3 years, but if you can bring on Grant Cardone, you can bring on anybody, right? But it all starts with the workshop, with him sticking the word down, and then you go from there.
Yep.
Yep.
And sometimes for us to grow, we have to do our tracking. Just like production, it's the same for agent introduction. If you don't write it down, you don't see it, you don't have it in your vision, it's not happening. If you don't track, you don't know where you go. You can say, oh, I'm so excited. Let me start working on agent attractions. But who has your list on your agent attractions? What's the name of the agents? Who are you gonna talk to? Who are you gonna eat lunch with? Who are you gonna call? Who are you gonna coffee with? You have to have somewhere that you can see it in order to make it happen. And again, I kind of work on my manifesting kind of game as well. And that's how it's been pretty helpful so far.
And I think one of the sections that really helped me is the working hard and in progress, because sometimes we have a list of agents that we talk to or we have relationship with, and then we talk to them about eXp, the opportunity. We connect them with some of the people already. They are ready. They want to. It's just that the timing is not there. They may take them a few more weeks, a few more months. But if we lay off our break, it's just like in production. If you have an active lead ready, want to buy a house, but then you snooze, you forgot to follow up with them, they end up buying a house next month with someone else because they're already ready to go, right? So they can ready to join eXp, but they may not join with you. So by having a working hot list is as important as any other people on your pipeline.
Yes. Any question as far as sponsoring, the difference between sponsor and mentor? Let's make it very clear today, so that way we don't emotionally get attacked ourselves.
I don't know, have you already explained a little bit that chart? Or
Okay.
How do you feel like?
The best way that I feel like is to use those tiny stickers instead of write straight on the chart, because it's hard to fix it. But if you have a little sticker, I just write my name. For example, who are my FLQA? I'm gonna put those name on that, and is it like my first level, my second level, or my third level? And who's are my generals? I'm gonna write their name on the stickers, and I put it right here. Who are the leads that I'm in the process that I already talked about eXp, that I put the names on here. Working hard, and then the hit list of just put the names of the agents on there, and then every day you look at it. Okay, what agent I talked to this week, and you can say, oh, let me talk to Ben, and then the next thing is, oh, Ben decided to join. Let me move him to the in process, and then okay, now I wanna help to build Ben to be the next leader. I'm gonna build Ben into generals. So in this way, you visually see it, who you wanna work on, and how you're gonna and where you at when it comes to agent attraction.
Yeah, this is actually all on the first level. Yeah, so the goal is to move in process, working hard, hit list, and qualify agent. The goal is to move them all into the FLQA section, because only when you have 5 people, you can unlock the second level, and when you have another 5, you can unlock the third tier, and so on.
So you don't have, let's say, like Sonia being somebody in the company. I would not add it.
This is
So
only
it
for
just
your,
for me.
yeah, this is only for you. Yeah, so each of us, we work on our own personal attraction. We lead by example.
So
Yeah,
the
so
goal
this
is
is
to
your
fill
goal.
up all of the FLQA.
Yeah, so you have 60.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
But the rest of them, you can
And
fill
here's
them
the
down.
reason, because,
Okay.
and here's the reason for number 60, right? In order for us to unlock all the 7 tiers, we need to have 30 people. And because of the 50% rule, in order to have 30 FLQA, you're going to have 60 FLA, right?
Because you know,
It's
like
not going to
50% are not gonna
50%.
What is the general stage? Like,
This is a great question. So general, what I mean is that your leader, and eXp definition, builder is somebody who is somebody who attracted more than 5 agents. You're gonna become builder status, and then the company will say, hey, I see that you try really hard and you attract 5 agents. We're gonna invest some resource in you. So if you go to workplace, if you work for the builder group, they will let you know that you make it to the builder group. You will get additional training. The company will provide you additional support. And then when you get it to the leader group, which is personally attracted 10 people, have a group of at least 100 people, and then you become the leader, the official leader in the company. The company will pour a lot more resource into you, right? You have more training, you have more support, you can ask for exemption, some of the things that is very hard to get approved for. You actually get the privilege to ask. And then,
To answer your question real quick, the general list though is the people that from what we were saying, from those achievement people that building in the company, in your group, that you want to be your general. If you are the king and you have your general to help you building up your empire, right?
it's very
So
similar
those
to
are
the
active
military.
people. Yeah,
Yeah,
so it's like Thảo is your general.
something like that. Yeah,
Keep watering
yeah.
your team.
yeah, yeah.
And let's go back to your 80-20 rules. You don't want to spread too tiny, right? So you're gonna focus on the top 20. So that will be your generals of who.
I'm the king.
For example, if that person call you and you in the busy day, you're gonna take that phone call because you know that you helping your general.
Hey, how come you've been ignoring my call lately?
Because
I'm off that list. That's fine. You. It's to find my spot back.
Who is who's team the guy from the military? Yeah, he made a really good point. It's actually very similar when it comes into the military. When you complain, you always complain up. You never complain down. It's gonna throw off your unit. Yeah, so same thing in agent attraction. When you have something to complain, when you have something to say, you always throw up. You don't throw it out to your organization, because
next time I
that will
cannot
just,
complain with Katie. I have to complain.
that will
Oh,
just kill.
all silent.
Yeah, that would just kill the morale immediately.
But
Yeah, so very similar. Huh? She's here? Oh wow. All right, guys, get ready.
All right, let's get ready.